Let's speak to Colin Cavell. He's an author and lecturer, and he joins us via Skype from West Virginia. Many thanks for joining us here on Press TV, Mr. Cavell. Now, these numbers are extremely staggering and worrying. How do you interpret them?
It is a devastating indictment of the unelected regime in the Kingdom of Bahrain. It is an atrocious condemnation on the arbitrary arrest, detention, torture, not only of people, individuals, but also of over 120 children. This regime is out of control, Kenesa.
Right now, when you look at this report, 120 children were detained by Bahraini authorities, and let's not even forget the life sentences that have been handed down to various prisoners of conscience there in Bahrain. And yet, 2015 being such a brutal year for the people of Bahrain at the hands of Bahraini authorities, not much international uproar there now, has there been?
Not much in the United States, at least. Here, the media is completely censored, not only on what goes on in Bahrain, but in much of the Middle East. There is almost absolute silence.
Well, it seems as though that things are getting worse, obviously. What needs to happen for the situation to change for the better, for the people of Bahrain to get the rights that they've been fighting for and campaigning for and facing all this oppression for?
Well, I believe number one is media reports. As the world, at least the rest of the world, gets to understand exactly the type of illegal regime that is in power in Bahrain, this brings pressure on international bodies and other organizations not to do business with Bahrain, not to hold sports or other conventions in Bahrain, and to restrict any type of financial or other economic activity with this rogue regime, number one. Number two, people have to be outspoken in their condemnation of the arrest of children, the arrest of over 1,700 adults, the total ban on any type of political activity. And this is an interesting aspect because despite this total ban, last year there were over 6,000 protests in Bahrain. Now, you got 365 days in a year, and if you have 6,400 protests, that just indicates the level of opposition to this regime. So you've got people that need to speak out and condemn the political situation in Bahrain. And thirdly, I believe international bodies, the United Nations, need to be a little bit clear about the rogue element that is the government of Bahrain. This regime has no legitimacy. It is unelected, and over 230 years, it has ruled this island nation as its own private family fiefdom. And people are tired of that. This is the 21st century. People want democracy. People want a say in the running of their government. And in Bahrain, they are treated as non-citizens. They even have, since 2012, this government has revoked the nationality of over 260 people. Now, in an island nation, if your citizenship is revoked, where are you going to go? What that means is that the government is making a sleight of hand for the international community simply to justify locking people up. And they have locked up the entire opposition in Bahrain.
Okay, that's Colin Cavell, author and lecturer, joining us via Skype from West Virginia. Mr. Cavell, thank you very much indeed for your comments here on Press TV.